Hey, welcome to the Crypto Harlem live stream. Um, it's your boy Gemini Matt, and it's Saturday, August 24th. And I'm just still recovering from Hacker Summer Camp. It was wild. I know I promised. I was like, hey, y'all, I'm gonna do a stream from DEF CON and all these big ideas. But yeah, it's been a minute, you know. But yeah, that didn't happen. It was too chaotic. It was way too hard to do. Also, respecting the rules of not recording people is really hard when there's hundreds of people everywhere. So it's like don't shoot crowds. I did see someone had like a video set up in the corner in the front, and I was like, oh, that's a good idea. They just like make a little setup. But I was doing too many things, so all good. Um, what I wanted to talk about today, you know, D Elixir says we missed you. You know what? I missed you too, everybody. You know, but forget about Crypto Harlem or the stream because we here. Um, couple things to talk about. We did an interview with the Coin Telegraph folks, um, and that was in 2023, right? And then we did recently, what's happened in the year since then. You know what I'm saying? So, that was Ray and Jonathan over at the Agenda. Props to the folks at the Agenda. Respect. And put a little air horn. And you could find that old 2023 profile here. Okay. And I think the episode was called like Why Surveillance is the Enemy or something like that. And it was solid. It was a dope episode. I'm trying to see what do they number their episodes at the Agenda? Nah, not really. So that makes it a little tricky. I mean, I'm sure like they'd say like this is episode number whatever, but on their playlist it doesn't. It's not. I'm gonna find it. I'm gonna find it. Um, I will find a way. I'll be persistent. Let's see. I found it. Okay. So this is the what kind of foolishness am I talking? 2023 episode is like this. Boom. Okay. And when you click on that, does that open the episode? Let me see. No, it doesn't. It opens up. It opens up the player, but it doesn't open up the episode. So let me get this right. Okay. Okay. This is supposed to open up the episode. Let me see if it does. Da, 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 da. They're on all these different streaming platforms. Okay, X here. Let's say I want to share just this episode, and let's say I want to share it in a tweet. Okay, this should be the link to just this episode. So, does that work? Yeah, it does. Okay, so delete, cancel that. Here's the link. Oops, I'll say, here is the link. Here is the link to 2023's episode. Um, Boom. Okay. And of course, obviously, if I'm going to give you that link, I'll give you the link to 2024's episode where it's the episode with me and the homie from Origin Trail. Just regular people. Okay. Let me try to get that link. Boom. Here's the proper link. And I'm going to take these links and I'll probably put them somewhere because that was a lot of work for me. Okay. Um, oh, wait. No. Did I do this right? Oh, yeah. Okay, cool. So those are two different links you should see on whatever your streaming process like thing is. If you're on Facebook or Twitch or YouTube or whatever, there's two different links here. Um, and it was cool catching up with those dudes at the Agenda again. Like I like Ray and Jonathan. They have a really cool like take on things. So surveillance is the enemy. This is the surveillance is the enemy 2023. That sounds like a dope shirt. I'm gonna make it a shirt. Okay. Okay. Because surveillance is the enemy, you know? Surveillance is the ops, you know. Surveillance is the ring around the bathtub. It's not good. Sorry to joke about surveillance. It's not really funny. Um, and then we have surveillance is the enemy. I'm so confused by how these episodes work. And then we have this other one. But anyway, the 2024 episode, that was the recent one. So let's jump into that one. And yeah, that was cool. That was like really just like what's happened in the year. And it made me sit back and realize, wow, a lot of stuff happens in a year. Like I know that's a no-brainer, but it's been a long year, like a lot of stuff. And it just reminds me like Crypto Harlem celebrated our 10-year anniversary last year. We're in year 11. We're doing big things. And I just take it day by day, week by week, month by month. And that's how you build these building blocks that make change happen. So no matter what you're committed to doing, whether it's changing your body or your mind or your emotional state or the world, just remember that take it hour by hour. That's the best. That's the best advice. Okay. Um, the new episode on Cointelegraph is Origin Trail, the blockchain socialists, and Crypto Harlem update the agenda on the state of crypto. And I'll put a link to that article because there's podcast episodes, which is like what I would recommend you listen to. And then there's the articles, which are cool, and the podcast player is inside the article. So however you want to do it, I've already explained it. And it was cool because like sometimes I listen because when I talk to those brothers, it's like on the streaming platform, and we'll just be riffing and talking about a bunch of different things, and it's just so nice the quality of their podcast where they just put it all together. The first one we had some audio issues. The second time it was like quality. So it was dope. So if you haven't seen that one, definitely catch it. I want to make sure I give them some shine. It was really cool to sit down and talk to them. And DEF CON, Black Hat, all that stuff. That was a blur. Hacker summer camp, besides Vegas. It's a lot. It's a whole vibe. And it probably deserves its own episode that's not going to be this episode because we're already 15 minutes in and I didn't even get to talk about what I wanted to talk about. So I'm going to jump into that. But yeah, it's pretty wild. So what I wanted to talk about was this hack of social security numbers that caused like billions of people to basically have their addresses and their names and their socials put out there. It's like getting super doxxed. And it looks like it all goes back to a background check company that keeps track on people, their names, their places where they might be living, and their social security number. And they use it for investigations and they use it for background checks. And they didn't do a good job securing their data, apparently. And that led to a huge breach, which was a mess, a big mess. And then that breach has led to all kinds of chaos. There's a lot of think pieces on it. Some of them go back months because when this hacker, US DOD, came forward and said, look, this is what happened, and I have information on everyone who lives in America, and all kinds of wild talk like that. People thought like this isn't real. And it took a while for people to get access to pieces of the data, to test it, to verify by checking out with strangers and themselves, and to realize that this actually is very real. And then how real was it and what the scale of it was smaller than what that, the hacker or hacker crew US DOD was talking about. But it was still pretty significant, like millions and millions of people, you know what I'm saying? So that's wild. And then, of course, later on, just recently, that hacker got doxxed pretty badly, honestly, to the point where the hacker came forward. Like what happened was a link between the hacker identity and a real human being who lived in the country of Brazil seemed to be evident. And so that's always kind of like conjecture. The person could always say, I don't know what you're talking about. That's so weird. It must be wrong. It's not me. But instead, the person was just like, yeah, the jig is up. I'm that hacker. I'm the one who did it. I'm going ready. I'm going ready to getting ready to like just wrap it all up and goodbye world. It was weird, honestly. Um, but I guess, and what you find with leakers is they're all different types and all different levels. And this one made a lot of operational security mistakes, which is what I wanted the episode to be on. They made a lot of OPSEC mistakes. They left a lot of data on the internet with the same references or images, or using the same profile photo multiple places, or using the same quote or the same bio description, or things that were like it, so that would cause things that would be probably possibly different people to be more likely one person. And I thought that'd be a cool thing to talk about. But you let me know. I mean, this isn't just me talking at you. This is actually an, a Crypto Harlem episode. So you can type in whatever you're watching this on, and we can see you. So do that too. Okay. So what else did I want to say? So yeah, my bad on like us not really coming together. I don't like when we don't get to have the stream. So it's something that I look forward to and I prepare for every week, and it was just too much. So it's really cool to be back. Dope to be back. Um, and to folks who watch this on Twitch, what's up, Twitch people? What's going on here? Okay. Okay. Let's pull this up real quick. Hey, Dancers with Burritos. Thanks for being here. I just want to give you some shine. So, Dancers with Burritos, let's put our hands together. Oh, man. Yo, Matto, thanks for being here too. Respect. And you could bite. Thanks for not giving up on us. You know what I'm saying? So, all right, cool. All right, it's so quiet. I need to put some background music on. Hold on, let me put something on. If anybody wants to spit out a genre of music, I'll find something in that for you. But otherwise, I'm just gonna find something real quick. Boom, 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 boom. Let me see. I feel like let's put something. Oh, kind of Cure, fake Cure. No, what's this? No, that's a little bit too. Let's. Yeah, that sounds pretty sinister. That's what we'll listen to, I think. Okay. Okay. But let me see what's going on. Let me see what anyone spit into the chat. Afrobeat says dance with burritos. Mad dope. Matic. I'll say your name correctly, Mad dope Matic. Mad dope Matic. Mad dope Matic. Don't call me Maddo. Okay. Okay, let's put some Afrobeats on. I'm all about audience participation. Let's see. Let me see. Afrobeat. I want some Afrobeat that's like Afrobeat. Okay. That's an interesting. That's not really Afro. Let's see. A little too much synth for that's not Afrobeat. It's got too much steel drum. That's more Afrobeat. We'll go with that. Sounds like a Dovato track. Okay, we got our music. Let's get this going. Um, Afrobeat. Okay. It's almost like I forgot how these controls work since I've been gone, but They don't. It's like riding a bicycle. All right. You asked for Afrobeat dance with burritos. You get an Afrobeat. Hey, oh, look out for them. Oh man. Yeah, no doubt. I feel this. You know, I really feel like I'm about to get for about 30 minutes. I really that's no, man, I told you what it is. National Maggot, you know, treat you as a follower. Hey, listen, you want some really interesting, artistic, creative things, follow Mathematic on whatever you want, right? Like, if you're on the Insta or whatever, just put the Mathematic. You know, it's really fun. Like, creative energy. You know? So, even the humor, definitely. Uh, but yeah, no, and of course I'm just going to talk about them agenda boards. You know what I'm saying? That's the just respect. I'm not just in their podcast. I'm a fan of the podcast. I listen to the whole interview. All right, I think it's good that. And I met this sister one day. Got another, you know, I don't know if that's thing, but just dropped another publication. But it's great to see people of color in the cryptocurrency game, especially on the podcast. You know, I'm definitely riding off the wheel ball. You know, respect. All right, so I was talking about this hacker. Oh yeah, you know, I know I sound a little distracted. Let me just have my so easier for me to put these things. Let's do a drop. Go on for another second. Share this tweet. How fun we can talk about. And then we pull up. I mentioned this a little bit in the report, but I didn't get to get into it yet. So if you're not already on the report, yeah, you know. Trying to put like some content before the content there to make it feel like, okay, I'm on the Discord. Sure. Oh, we got a little love from Ray from the Agenda. What? Wow, you just put it all in your name there, Ray. Ray from the Agenda. Thanks for following. That's dope. Okay. All right. So, as I was saying, yeah, let me get this thing up. All right, we're talking about it. Everybody's Social Security. So here's what happened: is there were reports months ago about the hacker saying like, "Hey, I have everybody's Social Security number in the United States," and that sounded wild. People started looking into it. They found that there was something to this, and so some people call it the National Public Data Breach. Some people call it the Social Security breach. but some people call it like the mother of all social security breaches, whatever, you know. But that's what we're going to be talking about. And one thing that you can do to see if you're in the breach is you can go to this website, which is, I don't know how long this site's going to be up because it's problematic for a couple of reasons. Like, it's quite easy to not be you and put your basic information in and then get a lot of stuff about you. So it actually becomes like a doxxed website, even though they were trying to help people identify whether they're in the breach or not. But let's say I said, let's see how this works. Let me see this properly. If I said that my name was Michael Jackson, I was born in, let's see, where was MJ? I keep thinking it's like Nutbush, but that's not. That's Tina Turner. Michael was born in Gary, Indiana, right? So let's say I was born in Indiana, okay? So if you follow the link that I put out there right here, go to this search link, okay? Which is for pentester.com. But you could go to any of these, but let's just, pentester.com is probably one that most people will like respect. I don't know. There's a couple of these where people took the lead. It wasn't hard to get access to, and they downloaded it, and then they made it a searchable database, a web interface. But if you're got hacker skills, you can probably find this. I'll just say that, okay? And up until recently, when this homie got doxxed, you could have bought it from him. So when you go to the site, it looks like this. So here we are, Michael Jackson, Indiana, and for birth year, you could put 1901. And honestly, like, if you were Michael Jackson, you could probably just get away with M. Jackson here, you know? So we'll do a search, and it says, please check previous states you lived in and other names and all the other stuff. And then they have this whole thing about a comprehensive scan, just ignore that. And here, if we just said Gary, in Gary, Indiana, there's a Michael Jackson that lives at 4317 Grant Street, whose social security number ended in 50 and has a phone number that's listed or whatever. Yeah, phone number listed, right? And I'm not saying that, you know, this is the phone number of the Michael Jackson, rest in power, Michael, or rest in infamy, depending on your take. Michael A. Jackson, there's a bunch of Michael Jacksons in Gary. And I'm sure if I had a kid and I lived in Gary, I might name him Michael Jackson too. So I'm not saying, but as you can see, this is a problem here, okay? And if you do this for yourself, and these two last numbers are the two last numbers of your social security number, guess what? You're in the actual breach. This isn't, this is just a lens into the breach, okay? So we could already see why this is a problem. And let me just take the screen down because I'm not trying to dox everybody who lives in Indiana with Michael Jackson. Just showing you how this thing works, okay? So that's wild, and that happens, and that's a problem. So the first thing people say to me, they're not too concerned about their address or phone number leaks, is what do I do? Well, if your phone number leaks, I recommend consider getting a new phone number. What do you do with the old phone number? Because if you're a number, and you can move it to a software service where you can filter out calls that come into it or something that's intelligent. If you don't want to change your number, you don't want to move to a software service, you could install a program like No More Robo, which stops robo dialers and does some spam identification on your phone. Okay, so let me just show you what that looks like. And I'm not trying to promote this particular one. Some of them just collect a lot of data, and I'm not saying this one's the best one in the world. In today's technology, most phones and most carriers have an anti-spam. So check what anti-spam feature exists in your phone, and check what anti-spam feature exists if you pay for your mobile phone. You don't have to go get this third thing, which is an app where you're sharing data on who calls you and all this other stuff. just sharing that there's a website that you can use if you're worried about your phone number getting random calls and things like that. Now about the social security number, it's a real pain to change your social security number. It really is. There's ways to do it, but the most immediate thing you'll need to do before you decide whether you want to change your social security number is you want to freeze your credit, because that's what most people do when they get a social, is they'll try to identity theft, or if you're really good credit, try to use your credit. You know? So yeah, there is a way to change your social security number. It's real, and I'll put the link to it. You need to fill out a new SS5 form, and you explain why you need a new number. And then, I'm not sure what that does to the immigration status, to the legal status, what it does to your credit. Like, it's got to be really confusing, because, you basically be out here with like a different social security. If you want to change your social, this is the link to do it. And maybe I'll share what that looks like on this phone. And I've helped some people do this before. Not the most fun experience, but your mileage may vary. Say, okay. Let me see if I can find. Oh yeah, by the way, let me put the mic in. So what am I doing? Okay. Woo. Oh yeah. Another sound. All right. So when I put this up right now, and you're gonna see. Let's see if I can get this to come up. Here we go. So this is the Social Security, can I change my social? October 7th, 2022. If you're a victim of identity theft who's attempted to fix prompt resulting in misuse, but continues to be taken advantage of, whatever, using your old number. If you've been harassed, or you've been threatened, if your life's in danger, you can change your social. And there's steps you can take, blah, blah, blah. So, I shared the article already. So what do you do? Well, consider changing your number, move your number to a software, have that number like filter calls that come in. If you don't want to lose your old number, whatever. Talking about phone numbers. When it comes to your social, you can change your social, but please think about the ramifications of doing that before you do it. And most importantly, you can freeze your credit. And how do you freeze your credit? Well, what you do is every credit service, and there's like 3 in America, TransUnion, Experian, and Equifax, has a simple website for freezing your credit. And they used to charge for it, but then legally they were told like, nah, you can't do that. Federally, we need to make it that everyone can do. So these are the links to freeze your credit. It probably will look ugly. Yeah, that looks horrible. Let me just put them one at a time. This is the TransUnion freeze your credit site. So we use TransUnion to go to transunion.com/credit-freeze. Now, a lot of these services will sell something like alert on credit, or lock your credit, or credit review, or whatever. Everything but the word freeze. Put your credit in a fridge, not a freezer, or whatever. Those services are their made-up services that might cost money, but freezing credit's like a term, and you're protected, and you're allowed to freeze and unfreeze very quickly. So what happens when you freeze your credit? When someone tries to get a Tesla in your name, or get a house in your name, or open up a credit card in your name, people begin Apple cards or whatever, people try to assume your identity, anything with your social, it actually will not work by default. Even for most like major things. For some minor things, it might slip through, like checking your credit or your social to see, whether they can like give you a cell phone plan. I don't know. But most things, it should actually block. Freezing should protect against. And you just got to remember to unfreeze before you do any of those things. And then you freeze it again when you're done. Okay. So you try to get a credit card or a credit lookup or anything like that. It won't work properly because you're frozen. For Experian, it's experian.com/freeze/center.html. Experian.com/freeze/center.html. And for Equifax, you want to go to, boom, equifax.com/personal/credit-report-services/credit-freeze/. Equifax out here with the wildest URL. So I don't know. It's not a fun one, and when you visit these sites, they'll take you to the freeze and unfreeze your credit page, and it's pretty simple. Looks something like this. Place a freeze, manage a freeze, place a freeze on your credit. Your security freeze restricts access to your report for the purpose of extending your credit in your name. And when you want to apply for credit, temporarily lifted by unfreezing. The only thing is, when you try to do something, they don't tell you which service they use necessarily. And even when you ask, sometimes they say they use all three. So you're going to have to unfreeze, apply to whatever, wait for that to come back, and then freeze. Like realistically, that's how it's going to be like for you. Okay. Now you're probably wondering, great, that's super annoying. Thanks for showing me that I'm in here and all these people are in here, like Michael Jackson, rest in power, is in here, or whatever. Hypothetically, allegedly, I don't really know if that's Michael Jackson, and we were just doing educational research. Whatever happened to the person who did this? And by the way, if you want to read articles about this, there's a really good short article in Wired magazine. I'll put that up right now, put that on the screen. And the Wired article is, wait, did I do something with that link? Let me make sure I put it up correctly. Oh, that's weird. It got like hyphenated here. But you see it there. You see it on the thing. That's okay. So yeah, the Wired article is, let's put it on the screen. The slow burn nightmare of the national public data breach. Social security numbers, physical addresses, and more, all available online. After months of confusion, leaked information from a background check firm underscores the long-term risk of data breaches. And this is a really good article because it's hard to really understand the damage that this can create. And props to Lily Hay Newman, because I thought it was a really good read. And it's relatively short. So, Lily is a senior writer at Wired, focused on information security, digital privacy, and hacking. Previously worked as a technology reporter at Slate and was the staff writer for Future Tense, a publication and partnership between Slate, New America, and Arizona State University. So way to go, Lily. So LHN was dropping some gems here and just explaining how this whole thing worked. And also went into the person who is accused of being behind it. Let's see if we can find that here a little bit. Where is it? Lesser here, okay? But that's a really short article. If you want to explain to people why this is important, I think this article is like short and sweet and gets to the point pretty quickly. Now, if you want to get into like super detailed, nerdy articles, there's Brian Krebs on security, who's been following this for a while, his version of the story. And he talked about how it happened, and it happened because National Public Data published its own passwords. Like, it's pretty wild, but US DOD, who's the hacker who stole the data, it was actually pretty simple. Like, basically viewed source on a website and then got information on it. And in it had the username and password and the for the admin of their site. It was on recordcheck.net and there was a thing called members.zip, and when you unzipped it, there was the information. So, this was totally unavoidable. Totally avoidable. Let me put this link up on here for you. Here's the Brian Krebs, former Washington Post, now, just one of the best cybersecurity reporters out here right now. Let's put this out here. Let's get Brian's site up. There you go, Brian. National Public Data published its own passwords, and it's a wild read about how we got here, you know, and it's messy and dramatic. I don't want to get into it too much because I don't really have time, because I'm looking at the clock and I want to talk about a few things. But we might circle back into this article. I recommend reading it. It's a little bit more about the how this happened and gets slightly technical. Okay, and then the last in the nerd read articles is Troy Hunt's "Inside the 3 Billion People National Public Data Breach," and here's Troy's article. You can see dailydarkweb.net post in April about this, which is really how old this thing is. Oh, let me see. Hold on. Where are those dudes called again? Cyber Read. Cyberpress? Oh my goodness, Cyberpress, yeah. Let's see. Here we go. Let's see if we can find it. Let's see if I can. Yeah, come on. No, I can't find their version of it. Data breaches. Where's their version of it? Man, I can't find it. Okay, so I was gonna try to find, but basically, let's go back here. So Brian has a link to Daily Dark Web. I'll put that up. And as you can see, people were talking about this back in April, okay? Where US DoD allegedly breached National Public Data Database, selling 2.9 billion records. In a recent cyber incident allegedly perpetrated by the threat actor operating under the alias US DoD, a significant breach comes to light. And this is what it looked like. It was just raw text, you know? They didn't do proper... Who redacted this article, man? They didn't redact this properly. Oh my goodness. Okay, so let me get this off the screen. But yeah, you know, as you can see, this happened a long time ago, and we're just finding out like the depths of it now because people are making tools to get access to the data. As you know, people buy the data, then someone resells the data, then it gets resell for less and less and less until it's just worthless, and then it just gets dumped on the internet. But that's a great article, and I did allude to the Troy Hunt article. Actually, my bad. Troy's the one who posted about Daily Dark Web. So I'm just gonna put the Troy article up. Sorry to hide. This is Troy's article. And let me show Troy's article on the screen. Let's put that up. And it's like, I decided to write this post because there's no concise way to explain the nuances of what's being described as one of the largest data breaches ever. Usually it's easy to articulate data breach. A service people provide for information has been leaked, blah, blah, blah. But this is a whole different thing. And it's just going into what was national or what is national public data and how this leak like happened. And, you know what I'm saying? VX Underground had a post about it. Homies at VX, props, respect. And it was 277 gigabytes uncompressed in a file called Social Security SSN TXT and SSN2 TXT. And yeah, it's wild. Okay. And it says the database does not contain information from individuals who use data opt-out services. Every person who used some sort of data opt-out service was not present. That's not what I found. I found people who use data opt-out services who were in here, you know? So I don't know. I don't know if that's really the case. There's quite a lot of people in here. And let's see what else. You can kind of follow this. This is a long article. It has a lot of information on what the leak looks like and where it came from and what people are saying about it online in different timelines. So that's Troy's article. Okay. Now recently, the hacker who sold this, US DOD, who had this up for like 3.5 million or whatever the price was asking for, was doxxed. Let me pull that up. By the blue screen of death people, CrowdStrike. Okay. And there's an article here. Thanks, Laurent from WakandaSec, for posting this, because I didn't see Baptiste's article. Let me try to get this on like a bigger, how to get this bigger screen, like full screen. But here's the tweet on the doxing. Tweet on the doxing of US DOD. And this was, it was like a takedown doxing. It was just an embarrassing dating profiles, selfies, like, you know, just really dragging this hacker through the mud here. But today, the famous hacker US DOD has been doxxed by CrowdStrike. You want to know how? And then talks about like how you can use open source intelligence to backtrack and really find that US DOD is actually a 33-year-old from Brazil. And there's an article that was published by Techmundo, right, on the data breach and the hacker. Boom, boom, boom. Let's see if I could find. Let me see if I can find that. No, something's up with their website. Let's see if it comes up again. Yeah, this page worked. Okay, so if you want to read from the original Portuguese about it, boom. I'll put that link in here. So we're looking at a tweet about this doxing, and it kind of goes through the hacker, many mistakes and data trail that they left that allow people to identify them, people at CrowdStrike at first, and then others who've been digging into who this person is. And on HackRead, there's an actual article where they interview this hacker, basically, who's kind of comes clean and is just like, hey, you know, like it's really me. And, you know, it's interesting because like when the hacker got doxxed, they're like, this appears to be this human being, but then they just were like, whatever, I'm tired. It is me. I did it, whatever, you know, which is kind of wild. That's not normally how these things go. So I'll be interested to see whatever happens to this person. Okay. So infamous hacker US DOD linked to a major data breach reveals his identity as a Brazilian citizen. Discover the implications and how Brazil's extradition treaty with the US may affect his future. And this is the person's actual personal IG, you know, and they decided to reach out to HackRead and be like, look, I want to come public and come clean. Let me talk about what's going on, blah, 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 which is wild. I can't believe, like, you know, this story just is so wild and unusual on almost every turn. And this is just the icing on the cake here. When, so yeah, this was the statement. So congrats to CrowdStrike for doxing me. They're late to the party. Intel 421 Plus and a few other companies already doxed me even before the InfraGard hack. I want to say thank you. It's time to admit I got defeated and I'll retire my jersey. Yes, this is he used his name speaking. I won't run. I'm in Brazil, the same city where I was born. I'm a huge, valuable target, and maybe I will talk soon to whoever is in charge. But everyone will know that behind USDOD, I'm a human like everyone else. To be honest, I wanted this to happen. I can't live with multiple. I can't live with multiple lives, and it's time to take responsibility for every action of mine and pay the price. It doesn't matter how much it may cost me. This is not my end. Thank you. See you around. Don't worry, Brazilian authorities. I'm coming to meet you. I'm not a threat. In fact, I can do much for my country, which is maybe an attempt without a lawyer to get leniency or something. But we'll see. There's another post that let me find this other post where he starts writing. The hacker starts writing just like publicly in a chat, in a Telegram. Let me find it. The John Hammond had posted this. Let me share this. And here the hacker writes, I'm leaving here. Thanks to everyone for everything. Whatever happens to me, I won't run from this. I won't mention names or memes, he put. Sorry for everything. I hope most of you guys survived this. And then poof, that's it, disappeared into the night. Pretty wild. So yeah, that's in, I can't believe I did it before 2:00. That is a whole thing on a breach that you're probably in and people in. It's what to do if you find that you're in the breach or someone you care about is in the breach. It's who did the breach and what happened to them. Beginning, middle, and end. Ain't no drama like hacker drama. That's all I got to say. And yeah. All right. Enough of the Afrobeat. We're going to close this one out. Put some sinister tunes on. All right, well, it's your boy Matt, aka Hacker Gemini Matt. Be safe out there on those digital streets. Block your credit, protect your ID. Don't get got. Don't use any of the sites that I showed you for not nice things. Use them to stay safe and to teach people about how to stay safe. Make sure you freeze and lock your credit. And yeah, I think that's it. I think, let's see. Next week, what will the stream be about? I'm not sure. I'm debating between a couple different topics. So I guess no spoiler, and I don't want to paint myself into a corner. Of course, I'm rocking my Fashions of Virus, not a non-shirt. Respect. Yeah, that's that. Okay. So, could you turn your mic? Oh yeah, well, I hope I fixed it by turning down the music. Let me see if the mic goes up. Sorry, I missed that, Dance with Burritos. Look at that. Okay. Well, yeah, y'all. So keep your hoodies up, keep your keyboards down, hack the planet for the better, develop and sharpen your skills because we need you out here. As you can see, this individual who basically got everybody's socials was just curious and had some basic skills and just kept on like refining them at home, so that's the future of next generation hackers out there. Hopefully that's you and you're using these skills to better your community, to liberate the world, and to really do so legally and safely. Some of the operational security mistakes is like when you make new accounts, you don't have them randomize the language the account is in, randomize the bio, randomize the name of the account. Don't use your psychology as you do stuff. Don't get lazy. Clean VPNs and IPs and all that good stuff. Because, when you read the OSINT tweet, the breakdown, it's just classic mistakes were made over and over and over again, really small and big ones. So that's what it's all about, okay? Thanks as always, Matt, says Dance with Burritos. Thanks to you, Dance with Burritos. Stay real out there, you know what I'm saying? All right, one last roll call. Props to Rootsman Chin, of course, chilling in the VIP, Rootsman. Thanks for rocking with us. Appreciate you. Casey Mod. Thanks for rocking with us. Dancing with Burritos. Appreciate you always. I ran into the people at DEF CON. They were just like, yo, Crypto Harlem. Like, my name is Crypto Harlem. Thanks. That was really nice. I appreciate you too. When we were at LineCon. Mad Dope Matic, aka Maddo. Yo, keep doing your thing. So proud of your hustle. You could bite. And the moderator of moderators, the D-Elixir. Appreciate you. Okay. All right, y'all. Encrypt. Stay safe on those digital streets. Peace.